issues, streaming issues are one of them. All right. So that's the green room segment of the show all taken care of. So now I can get right into the program here today for you guys. So you guys saw that title, you saw that thumbnail. What we're talking about here today is the Tinder Swindler. And this is a disclaimer, guys. If you have not watched the Tinder Swindler on Netflix, this is probably not the live stream for you to watch thus far, because I'm going to be talking about this in detail. If you have not watched the Tinder Swindler on Netflix, you're not going to know what I'm talking about. So watch it, come back, check out this live stream. A lot of people have been talking about the Tinder Swindler that involves Simon Leviev. It has been a very hot topic and important story, and I have a twist on what's going on how this man, with all of his maneuvering on Tinder, swindled millions out of a couple young ladies. Actually, more than a couple. They highlighted a couple in the show, but there were multiple ladies where he took a lot of money from them, okay? And I'm going to talk about it. So we're going to talk about dating. We're going to talk about Tinder. We're going to talk about the nature of online dating right now. We're also going to talk about what I think about the Tinder Swindler and if he deserves to get all of the bad press he's been getting right now. And also what I think about what was going on with the young ladies and the women in this situation that he preyed on that ultimately led them to be swindled out of millions of dollars. Here on the Carrot Juice podcast, if this is your first time watching, I do commentary and perspective on popular culture, dating, true crime, and I also add in productivity tips. So this is right in my wheelhouse. And let's see. Oh, we got red lipstick vibe. Shout out to you. Thank you for watching. Yeah, I am definitely struggle streaming out here. It's difficult to try to deal with all of this technology, but I'm definitely going to be sharing with you guys what I'm doing to be able to make the process more seamless. Currently, I'm using StreamYard, and I'm using StreamYard and OBS at the same time. I think I finally got my audio synced. And yes, she says struggle streaming for sure. Shout out to the lead attorney. Shout out to the lead attorney. All right. And she says, oh, she hasn't watched it yet, so she'll be back. Cool. Yeah. Let me know what you think. You need to check out the show. So Simon Leviev, we're going to go into an article that's courtesy of the New York Post, where they talk about the Tinder Swindler and what he did and why this is such a hot topic and story going on right now. So without further delay, I'm going to go right to the New York Post for the story, and I'm going to give my thoughts on what's happening here. So let's go to the New York Post here for the story. So according to the New York Post, let me get this pulled up. Oh, we got Man Code TV here. Shout out to you. I just heard about this story. Let's go. Absolutely. There's a lot going on with this story, man. I'll tell you that. Let's see here. One moment. I just got to make sure something is popping up here. Bear with me, guys. Hold on one moment. I'll be right back. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you for your patience. We are back. I just wanted to make sure that I had my stream all set and ready to go, and we're good. All right, cool. And we're all squared away there. All right. So now I'm going to get to the stories. Thank you for your patience. If you're just dropping in, go ahead and drop a like. It's free and it really would help me out. All right. I appreciate you. So let's get to the story. So the story, courtesy of the New York Post, indicates here, and let me get this resized. What's going on here? Oh, let's try it like this. Is that better? What is going on here? OBS is not working with me today. Here we go. What's up with that? All right, let me try this. Struggle streaming, guys. Struggle streaming. Let me see. Tinder Swindler. Here we go. How does that look? Does that look good? All right, that looks better. All right. Man. Something in the water today. All right, here we go. So the source, courtesy of New York Post, is indicating here the devious tactics Tinder Swindler used to con singles out of $10 million, man. 10 mil. Sheesh. I know, man. Put you to sleep. So it says when Cecilie Fjellhoy, a 29-year-old Norwegian grad student living in London, swiped right on a 28-year-old supposed billionaire diamond heir on Tinder in 2018, she thought she'd found her prince charming. Hold on, let's. This woman right here. No, that's not her. This is her. This woman right here thought that she landed a billionaire diamond prince off of Tinder. A billionaire. Are you serious? I mean, she got those messages and her heart was right out of her chest. She thought that she had literally gotten somebody out of a Disney movie. What do you guys think happened? Well, let's continue with the story to figure out. It indicates here, she thought she found her prince charming, but the supposed dream man who called himself Simon Leviev turned out to be a nightmare, an international con man that duped her out of $250,000 and landed her in a psych ward. Let me put it back on me. Landed her in a psych ward. Okay? Why? Hold on, what is happening with my stream? There we go. Got a little lag, but am I looking okay still? Sorry about that. Got some lagging happening. Man, I am really struggle streaming, guys. What is happening with that? Man, this is really bad. Hold on, I might have to go down to 720p. Let me try that because something is not right. I've never had to do that. Let's try this. Let's see if that works better. I know, that's the truth, man, Code TV. I ain't never heard, man. I'm thinking about going to Ecamm. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Because I've had this issue multiple times where OBS is just on that jank, man. On that jank. What? Like, I can't even get my stuff to pop up. Struggle streaming. I understand. Yes, Manco TV. I completely agree. He says, can't trust OBS, man. I agree. Every time I'm on here trying to do stuff with OBS, it's letting me down. I don't understand. I'm always tinkering with these settings. Man, this is wild. Hold on, let me try to switch up this to fast to see if this helps. I don't know, man. We're going to continue to try with this, but this is struggle streaming. I've never had it be this bad. Like, I got it really glitching out on me. Please bear with me for the technical difficulties. Let me up this bit rate to see if that helps. Maybe I need to reduce the bit rate. Let's try that. Got to deal with bit rates and all this type of stuff, man. I might just have to deal with Ecamm. How about that? How are we doing? That looks better. All right. Back to your regularly scheduled programming, guys. Sheesh. All right. Here we go. So we are getting back to what we were talking about with the story here. So the young lady in question, she thought that she met a billionaire diamond heir on Tinder. Tell me about it. One thing that I would say about this is, as men, we understand and we know our value from a young age. We have reality slapping us in the face all the time, telling us, hey, if you not on that millionaire level, that billionaire level, you cannot expect to be getting, Victoria's Secret models. But like in this situation, what was going on with these women, and that's what I thought was interesting about this Tinder swindler, he played on, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. He played on something in a majority of women and he put it back on them. And I think that's the reason why he was able to get away with this con for so long. So there's something that people can learn from this. That's what I'm trying to say. So let's go back to the article. Oh man, we got my baby up here. Yeah. Don't laugh at her, baby. No, don't laugh at her, bro. Not the babies. All right, here we go. So we're going to continue with the story here. It also indicates, man, OBS is struggling. All right. So it also indicates here. Let me get my StreamYards pulled up. Man, this is struggle, bro. All right, let's try this. All right, here we go. Continuing on with the story. And it indicates here, Netflix's jaw-dropping new documentary, The Tinder Swindler, came out on February 2nd, and it tells Fjellhoy's story and those of two other Leviev victims, Swedish marketing exec Pernilla Sjoholm and Dutch fashionista Ayleen Charlotte. So Fjellhoy goes on to say here, when I saw Simon's pictures, he had the kind of look that I like. What look is that exactly? Designer, right? I mean, come on. She says Leviev's profile showed a man who appeared to live a jet-setting lifestyle full of stylish suits and designer clothes, sipping cocktails, exotic beaches, and attending high-powered business meetings. Exactly. So she went on to say that she had no reason to doubt that he was the Prince of Diamonds. He portrayed himself to be. See, that is important. He was putting on the proper facade, gaming the system. What's that? Fjellhoy had no reason to doubt that he was the Prince of Diamonds that he portrayed himself to be, she says. She even Googled him and found that there was indeed a billionaire Russian-Israeli diamond mogul, Lev Leviev, aka the King of Diamonds, who she took to be her suitor's father. In reality, the two men weren't related, and Lev doesn't have a son named Simon. This guy was just having a very different life than I ever would experience. I was just thinking it would be kind of cool to meet up, she says. So what was I alluding to there? I was alluding to the fact that what he was preying on and what the Tinder Swindler, the reason why his con worked, in my opinion, was he was playing into that Disney fairy tale dream that a lot of women, a majority of women, think that they have access to, when it really is a facade and it's not real. So I'm going to tie it into me. I'm going to tie it into men. Growing up as a man, we constantly get reinforced all the time, growing up from elementary school, middle school, high school. We get rejected all the time. And I'm so glad now. It didn't feel good back then, but I'm so glad now that all of those things happened to me. You know why? Let me tell you. So when I was a youngin' and I was walking to school and I was going through my day-to-day life, you know, just walking around, and I would see a girl that I would like. First of all, I was nervous to go talk to her. But when I did, and I got out of my shell and I went and talked to her, I got rejected pretty much anytime I saw a woman that I liked. I was scrawny. I wasn't sure of myself. I was not confident. It's something that happens to the majority of boys when we're going up through being a youth, adolescence. It's just kind of like a rite of passage for us. And during the time, it doesn't feel good. But what we don't know is it's conditioning us to realize our reality and kind of giving us an idea of where we lie in the pecking order when it comes to mating and dating. That now, I'm 33 now. That is a great thing to know as a man, as a human being in general. You know why? Because it gives you the ability to have some awareness and to understand who you should be going after, what you can expect in the mating and dating game in general, and what I think was wrong with what these ladies experienced and what they were thinking is they have a lack of awareness. Because I don't want to demean these women in the slightest. They look fine. But if you look at these women's pictures, I'm just going to pull it up here. If you look at this woman right here, okay, she looks normal, right? I mean, you guys tell me. Anybody in the podcast audience in the just listen to the audio version of this, I'll kind of give you a description. She's wearing a blue blouse. She has blonde hair. I would say in regards to facial features, she has an average looking aesthetic. She's not unattractive, but I wouldn't say she's a model. Okay, this is a normal looking Norwegian woman as far as I am concerned. However, she was on a dating app. She swiped right on a billionaire, and she thought that he was interested in her for a romantic, committed relationship after a couple of dates. She thought that she had a shot with him. And what I'm saying is he played on that because men, we know that unless we are bringing something to the table, unless we have proven ourselves, unless we are very successful, we are not going to qualify for a billionaire or a millionaire. Or the converse of that, the inverse of that for a man would be Rihanna. Okay. I understand that I'm not going to qualify for Rihanna if I'm not doing, extraordinary things. Okay. And let's take Rihanna out of this, but I know as a man, I'm not going to qualify for a Victoria's Secret model unless I am doing stuff that people who own yachts do, right? That's the awareness that we have as a man, and it's actually a superpower. And unfortunately, what I think was going on with these young ladies in this Tinder Swindler situation, let me get it off of them and bring it on me. Unfortunately, what was happening with the ladies in this Tinder Swindler situation, as far as I'm concerned, is they are blinded. A lot of modern women are blinded by the optimism and the hope. A lot of women going through life from when they're young all the way through teenage years, early 20s and everything, they pretty much get anything that they want. They never get told no. They always get to watch romantic comedies, Disney fairy tales like Aladdin, The Little Mermaid, Cinderella. And all that reinforces is, you know what? You can be average. You cannot really bring anything that another woman's not bringing to the table, but you still can expect to get a billionaire. Okay? That's what he's playing on. He's playing on a blind spot in a lot of women. So that's the way I'm looking at it. You have to pay attention and look beyond just what you see. I'm not saying what Simon Leviev did was right. Actually, I think it was really wrong. However, I'm not going to sit here and say and act like it's not something that happens to a lot of men all the time. Each and every day going through life, a lot of men are getting swindled out of money, resources, time, especially in major cities, especially here in the US. And it's just chalked up as being part of the game. What he did here is he flipped it on them and he used his money, his supposed money, status, designer clothes, jet setting lifestyle, and he flipped the script. And I thought it was a fascinating documentary. If you have not watched The Tinder Swindler, it is a case study in human nature. Okay. And one thing that I found very interesting was, if somebody's a billionaire, if somebody's living a jet set lifestyle, why would they ever need to ask you for money? I'm gonna say it again. If somebody's a billionaire living a jet set lifestyle, why would they ever need to ask you for money? Watch the show. He did it multiple times to the same woman. This woman right here. Cecilie Fjellhoy. He asked this woman for money multiple times. I mean, like tens of thousands of dollars. And she continued to oblige in the favors that he was asking for. Somebody, okay. I'm not a rocket scientist, okay? But if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. This is common sense with a twist. I am your self-proclaimed common senseologist, and I'm just going to let you guys know, if somebody is a millionaire, billionaire doing a jet-setting lifestyle, they probably don't need to ask you for $10,000. What is it that George Bush said? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me again, Shame on me? Something like that. He said something like that. All right. So what do we have here? We got somebody in the comments. Oh, here we go. We got, Super Terrestrial Redemption. Shout out to you. Thank you for watching. And we have Last Caught for Insight. You got this. Cheers. Shout out to you. Oh, he also says, I'll be your wingman for Rihanna. Let me know. All right, bet. Sounds good. Thank you for watching the content. Last Call for Insight. Shout out to you. So I wanted to talk about this documentary because I thought it was fascinating because it was just showing the underlying issues that a lot of men are talking about in the dating scene when it comes to women being attracted to guys who have all of this abundance. Well, and I don't think it's a bad thing, but women are being attracted to these men who have all of this money, status, wealth, and what have you. And he flipped it on them, and it's fascinating. But let me continue with this article because I don't want to get too long-winded, and we have a program here. All right. So we're going to continue on with the article. There's a picture of the Tinder Swindler himself, Simon Leviev. Looks like he is rocking all designer as usual. Ankle's a bit ashy, but he's got some Louis Vuitton slippers on. All right. Okay. I see you. And of course, the jet setting lifestyle. You know, got to have the jet setting lifestyle. All right. What's this? Oh, ambiance. Got a little cityscapes. All right. That don't really work right there, but we'll keep going. All right. So let's see some more of this. So it also indicates here, after several lavish dates, including one on a private jet, Leviev asked Fjellhoy to be his girlfriend and started referring to her as his future wife. Okay. Red flag right there. Somebody just met you on a Tinder date. You go on a date and you go get on a jet right away, and then he's already trying to call you his wife. Foul on the play. Come on, ladies. We got to be smarter than this. Why would a guy who's a potential billionaire automatically just say, yeah, you're the one? You're the one that's going to be my future wife without you putting in any work for it. Come on. You got to get out of your feelings, get out of your ego, and just think like, okay, nothing wrong with this lady, but come on, guys, let's be objective. Let's be honest. Do you think this is what a billionaire is going to just drop everything for and just be like, yeah, I want you to be my future wife? She's not bad looking, but she's normal looking. Okay. Like, come on. Let's be honest. Let's be real. I'm doing this. I want you women to be a bit more. I'm not saying you shouldn't want to have a man that has money, that has leadership qualities, that's attractive to you, but billionaire with a B? Come on now. Let's be honest. Let's be real. Okay. Last call for insight. What does he say? He sold her on the fantasy. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with you on that. What does London Summer say? Women like to be valued and appreciated, but calling someone wife after one day is a bit forward and creepy. Absolutely. I agree. It's obvious that he was selling a dream and she bid it. All right. She bid it. Okay. So that's the woman right there. And I'm not trying to demean her. I think she is okay looking. You know, she's not unattractive, but billionaire with a B. Ugh. Okay. I think I beat that point to death. So let's continue. But since he traveled constantly for his supposed work, much of their relationship was long distance, conducted through text and calls with occasional visits. Leviev, am I saying this right? Leviev told Fjellhoy that the diamond industry was dangerous and he had unspecified enemies. He used this all the time, unspecified enemies, to back up his claims. He showed her photos of bullets that he'd been sent in the mail, and he showed her an image of his bodyguard, Peter, looking bloody and beat up after an attack. Now, I'm not going to lie. This guy had a really elaborate scheme, a really elaborate, like, playbook that he would send out with these women. He had like a very calculated scheme and like programmed systematic way of manipulation. However, at some point, your common sense needs to kick in, and you need to be like, something's not sitting right here. Why is this guy who's a jet-setting billionaire need to borrow $5,000? But he would always hearken it back to, because my enemies are after me, and I can't use this type of paperwork, or because they'll track me. Sheesh. Come on, we got to be smarter than this. And Beautiful Barb says, why would a potential billionaire be on Tinder? Exactly, right? I think they have their own dating app for that. I think the people who are super successful and well off, they use something called Raya. I wouldn't know. I heard from a friend, don't shoot the messenger. Okay. So let's continue. All right. It says here, he said, they're going after me. Thank God for Peter. If not, I would have been dead. Fjellhoy says in the film. So Leviev then claimed he was unable to use his credit cards because his enemies could trace him that way. When he asked Fjellhoy if he could use her American Express card temporarily for 2 weeks or something, she didn't hesitate. What? She didn't hesitate to hand over the money. Why? He's a billionaire, lady. I was fascinated by this documentary. I could not believe the amount of money she was just forking over. So let's continue on with the article. And I think I'm struggle streaming some more. I think it's lagging. Okay, here we go. We're back. All right. So it also goes on to say here, I'm his girlfriend. Of course, we're going to help each other. It wasn't even a question, she says. She also had no reason to doubt that he could pay her back, since he could foot the bill on all their dates, and she believed that he was a billionaire. In the space of a month, she lent him nearly $100,000. Guys. $100,000. And every time she sent him some money, every time he would ask for 10,000, and it's because my enemies are after me for this. And then a short while later, guess what? Phone call. Hey, it's Simon. And she would be like, oh, well, hey, how are you doing, honey? How are you doing? And he would be like, yeah, my enemies, they're after me again. And I need you to send me some more money. And she'd be like, oh my God, they back after you? What? Again? And he'd be like, yeah, honey love, boo boo child. I need you to do a couple jumping jacks and get me some Funyuns and some honey buns and $15,000, $15,000 and send it through Western Union. Yeah, it's my enemies. They after me. They after me, my enemies. Right? My goodness. And look, and it happened like 6 or 7 times in a row. Like, come on, guys. This is Carrot Juice Podcast. Common sense with a twist. Why? Okay. You got billions of dollars. Couldn't you just hire a security team? First of all, you have a huge security guard. Like, I don't know if you guys seen this show, but this guy that was his security guard, Simon Leviev's, his security guard looked like, you guys familiar with Marvel? His security guard looked like Kingpin. You guys know the Kingpin, like the huge white dude. Like, I mean, so huge, this white dude looks like he eats 4 Culver's Butterbergs per meal. Like, this dude was massive, right? And he apparently got beat up by my enemies. You know, they after me like honey boo boo child, like baby love. I need $15,000, like, because I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I really don't know. And she was just like, oh my gosh, we're gonna be together. What? I got you. Come on, man. This is like this show is hilarious. Like, okay, I don't want to be insensitive. I'm not glad that the ladies lost their money, but could you be any more naive? Shout out to Michelle Riley. She said she chose the laughing emoji. Shout out to you. Last call. LOL. Shout out to you guys. All right. So let's continue with this. So it goes on to say every second or third day is a new request, she says in the documentary. Each time he maxes out the card, I have to take out a new loan. What? He's maxing out your cards, lady? It says at the time, Fjellhoy believed that she was paying to support Leviev and his team and fund expensive business lunches in Stockholm, where her love had fled for supposed safety reasons. Okay, so he ain't got no money. He asking you for money. He's a billionaire and he's going on expensive lunches. Get groceries. PB&J. Lay low. No, he's got enemies, but he has to make it to brunch. Bruh. I don't even need to get the soundboard one for that. Bruh. He got enemies and all that, but he got to make it to, tapas. We got to get tapas. I don't know if you guys, but I love tapas. I mean, my enemies is after me, but I cannot miss those tapas at Bordeaux, okay? This is so silly. A part of this story, when I was watching it, I thought, this can't be true. Some of it, I was just like, this has to be fake, right? Let's continue with the article. So what does London Summer say? London Summer says, mimosas are life. Yeah, mimosas are life. You know what I'm saying? This can't make this stuff up. So it goes on to say, before long, Fjellhoy had lent him $250,000, guys. Okay, what does she do for work where she could lend somebody $250,000? That's a house. He sent her a check to reimburse her for $500,000, appearing generous since that was way more than she had lent him, but it didn't go through. You don't say. And once that happened, she was like, let me call him back. This can't be the truth. This can't be the case. I mean, he's a billionaire. He's going to pay me back, right? This has to be a mistake. What am I going to do? $250,000. I ain't gonna lie. My heart was beat. That was my heart when I saw that she had to pay $250,000 bounce checks. Oh, Lord. Let's continue. It also goes on to say, she's confused. She contacted American Express and had a meeting with 2 agents who asked her to share a photo of her boyfriend. And this is a picture of another woman that he swindled. Oh, that's not safe for YouTube. Let's go by. Hey. Oh, not safe for YouTube. Continue. All right, here we go. It says they looked at each other and they say, that's the guy. Fjellhoy says, they said he's a professional. He does this for a living. Everything is a lie. He's not a Prince of Diamonds, son of a billionaire. The man I love was never real. He faked everything. It was horrible because, in a sense, I still loved him, or the person I thought he was. I don't understand how someone can be so effing evil. I felt that he knew me. Sheesh. Now, this is really sad. It says she was in debt and S word. She returned home to Oslo to stay with her mother, becoming so despondent about her debt, she considered S word and checked herself into a psych ward. While there, she contacted American Express to find out more information and learned that her lover's real name was Shimon Hayut and that he'd been arrested in 2015 for defrauding 3 Finnish women. Hopefully that's right. Finnish. Okay, we didn't get this. Finnish women, are they from Finland? If anybody knows in the chat, let me know. But defrauding 3 Finnish women. I had to stop him, she says. She reached out to a Norwegian newspaper, Verdens Gang, and sent journalists there nearly 400 pages of her text correspondence with Leviev. That's a picture of him there smoking a very expensive cigar. My thing is, like, the money's not yours. You're not making this money, guy. How far does this rabbit hole go with these expensive tastes? Like, for me, I'm a simple guy. I don't need to wear designer stuff. I'm always rocking hoodies. I like a good hoodie. Give me a couple tacos. You know what I mean? I like a good Manhattan every now and again. Like, I don't need designer stuff. Like, that's not gonna, like, enrich me at all. I don't know. Is it just me? Like, for me, I like some good tacos. I love a good steak with some potatoes. A red wine, Cab Sauvignon. You know what I mean? Baby, some good boots. I do like a pair of good boots, but I mean, I'm talking about maybe $200, $300 pair of boots. I don't need all the designer stuff. At the end of the day, it's just stuff. I don't know. Is it just me? But let's continue. All right. It goes on to say here as well, thanks to Fjellhoy's tip, VG journalists, including Natalie Ramo Hansen, Christopher Kumar, and Erlene Oft Arnson, were able to track down Hayut's mother in Israel, who denied having contact with him in years. The Israeli police, meanwhile, confirmed that Hayut is an Israel-born fraudster who fled in 2011 to skip out on sentencing for fraud, theft, and forgery. He served 2 years in a Finnish prison from 2015 to 2017 for defrauding several women before he was sent back to Israel in 2017. Using a fake passport, he fled again. And he continued to prey upon women such as Fjellhoy, Sjoholm, and Charlotte, using their money to fund his lavish lifestyle. The documentary estimates that he swindled 10 million. And the journalists in the film say he had at least a dozen victims and likely many more. The filmmakers reached out to Hayut for comment on the allegations in the doc, and he responded by calling it defamation and lies. So they got over 13 cases here that they have tracked down and found, with some containing more than one person, families, multiple people. Yikes. And I just seen a press release recently, and I don't have to go into these articles, but I saw a press release recently that he actually is going to be banned from all dating apps, which I think is a smart thing. He's going to be banned from all dating apps. I just seen a press release today. Tinder, OkCupid, Hinge, the whole gambit are pretty much banding together and saying that he's not going to be allowed on their platforms, which I think is a good thing. But at the end of the day, I hearken it back to my point. What did I can't speak. What did the Tinder Swindler capitalize on in all the women that he affected that ultimately led to this result. I think he capitalized on their optimism, their want and need for a lavish life without having the awareness to realize that you probably aren't on a billionaire's radar because they're so rare. Like, there's only so many billionaires in the world. Why would they be on Tinder? And why would they want to marry and be in a serious relationship with a woman that they just met a couple of days from now? I always say, if something seems like it's too good to be true, 9 times out of 10, it's too good to be true. And I sound like I'm Captain Obvious right now, but watching this documentary had me feeling like, damn, this is obvious to me. Like, I don't know what else to say, really. That's pretty much just my thoughts on this entire situation. Have more self-awareness. If you're in a situation, if you're on dating apps, if you're out and about dating, if something seems like it's too good to be true, it probably is. I am a big proponent of people having a healthy level of skepticism with any situation that they're in, especially women nowadays with what goes on with online. I'm not going to demean online dating. I understand that it's a tool that everybody, for the most part, are using, especially young people, to connect. And I think it can be used in a good way. But with anything that can be used for good, there are going to be bad actors. And if anything seems too good to be true, definitely vet it. Okay. Especially like with young women. If you see a guy who, has designer things, lavish, all that type of stuff, there's a lot of people who are scammers out here, and you need to be careful. And just a rule of thumb, most men are not going to ask women for money, period. It's just not something that I would even consider. So, and dang sure I wouldn't do it if I was a millionaire. Usually millionaires hang out with other millionaires. In that situation, that guy has to have a friend group of somebody that can help him out. And if he's a millionaire or billionaire and he has no friends, that's another red flag, because they usually move in a pack. People who are successful, you don't get there alone. You usually have a pack of people who you respect, who you get mentorship from, and that you climb up the ladder with. So if it's a man who's asking a woman for money and he doesn't have any guys in his wolf pack that he's came up with, red flag off the bat. That's just kind of my take on things. So in closing, and kind of what I wanted to demonstrate with this is having awareness on where you are in the dating market is freeing. It will help you to see more clearly and realize that, hey, something is amiss here. Why is this guy already trying to say that I'm going to be his future wife on the date and a half we've been on? Let's be a bit more intentional about what we're doing when it comes to dating, when it comes to our expectations with people who we're dating. I think having some, I'm not saying that you need to not want the things that you want, but you need to look yourself in the mirror and be like, does this look like something that somebody who is a millionaire or, somebody that makes $250,000, $300,000, does this look like somebody that they would have on their arm, going to a red carpet event or whatever. If that's not the case, what can you do to improve? What can you do to get the man or get the person that's going to be the best suited for you, that you can reasonably attract and keep? Not just attract, but attract and keep. And I'm not a dating coach. I just talk about it. I give my perspective on it. But those are some things that I gleaned from this entire fiasco with the Tinder Swindler situation. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I enjoy giving you this take on it. And I've been struggle streaming because what's going on with this StreamYard and this OBS, I don't know. But I'm going to call it there. This has been another episode of the Carrot Juice podcast. If you're listening to this on the audio portion of the podcast, I really appreciate you. I have some great things in the works for anybody that's checking out the content. I have a website coming soon. It should actually release later tonight, possibly, and it's going to have additional content from the podcast. I'm going to have all my previous episodes there. You're going to be able to get some additional blog posts from me, and you're also going to be able to connect with me and ask me questions. I'm really excited about that. So pay attention to the community tab, pay attention to the feed with the podcast and Carrot Juice Podcast on Instagram to be able to get updates on what's going on with the website. Also, with everybody on YouTube, thank you for rocking with me, enjoying the content. Like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, because it's free and it helps your boy out. Also, Facebook, how you doing? Hope you guys are doing well. Go ahead and like and share this with anybody who would enjoy it. And I'm also on Twitter. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, all at the same time via StreamYard. So I appreciate you guys. And like I say every time here on the Carrot Juice podcast, love somebody, hug somebody, do something good for somebody, not expecting anything in return. And, I got somebody else. Shout out to Santee TV. Shout out to you. Thank you for watching and rocking with the channel. I appreciate you. She says, am I late or right on time? Well, I am going to be closing the show here soon. Santee TV, what I do is every Tuesday, I have been doing the podcast actually live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. And I'll have a replay of this up. I'm also going to have the podcast up anywhere where you listen to podcasts, but I got some good things in the work. I got a website coming, and that's going to be popping off. It should be releasing actually later tonight, and it's going to have all my previous podcasts. But yes, Santee TV also says, I just watched this movie today. Yes, it was a very interesting movie. I talked about what I thought was going on with the situation. And yeah, you should check out the replay of this and see what I think about it. But I'm interested in knowing what people think. Let me know what you think thought about the show in the comments, Santee TV, when you get a chance. Shout out to you. And if anybody has any questions or anything, go ahead and let me know about them in the comments. Like I said before, I really appreciate you guys. Thursday, just a little bit of inside baseball. We have the book review series that's continuing on. Atomic Habits Chapter 4 is going to be dropping on Thursday. And I hope everybody's doing well. I'm going to go get me some good food, maybe even some tacos. And I'll see you guys next time. So until next time, peace. Mm-mm.